Hey, my name's Jake. I'm 46 years old and I make rap records. Thank you for checking this video out. I want to take you through a little bit of my process here. Before I do that, I just want to say one thing. Using another producer's name to get people to click on your thing, saying it's like an Alchemist type beat or a Jay Dilla type beat, that's like loser shit. Stop doing that shit. Be your own person. That's the most un-hip-hop thing I've ever seen. Over here we got vinyl records. Find a dope sample. Usually try to find something that's really infused with a lot of low end. I don't like to just go for like a single horn stab or something. I try to get something that's got the bass already in it. Ironically, I don't have that set up for today. Okay, so that's gonna come in through the sample here, and I'm gonna chop it up. I already did that. Then I take my drums out of here. Shout out to Basterd Crew, has the best drums in the game in my opinion. What he does is he puts programs in this shit, so you can just load up a program on the modern MPCs. So dope. All right, so I got 6 different programs, 4 banks each, filled with breaks that he chopped. Okay, so they're coming from vinyl. They sound really good. They're minimally processed, if at all. Maybe they're just normalized. Okay, super dope. So at Basterd Crew with the B-A-S-T-E-R-D. All right, and then join the school because that's where I'm at too. It's really dope. Okay. Vinyl's coming in, then I sample my drums in, okay, and what I got loaded up here. Hopefully this sounds, it doesn't sound like this on my monitor, so I'm really hoping it doesn't sound like this in the mix, but that's what it is. Sounds all crunchy, okay, here's what it is. Ghost kick, hat, snare with a little bit of verb on it, got that EB16, okay, another snare that I layered with it, but I didn't like layer it how you do on the MPC, like you can have them play simultaneously. I had it a little bit off, so it plays a little off beat. Okay, you can hear that. Clicks, sticks I haven't used yet. I don't know where I'm going to use that. That's always dope, like at the 8th bars to kind of have a little turnaround, little jam. Okay, so I'm going to go through what I got so far for a drum sequence. I really swung the shit. You can shift notes on these old MPCs. A lot of people don't know that. It's kind of a pain in the ass, and correct me if I'm wrong, I'd love to know in the comments. On the 2000, once it's played in, you can't shift it. That's been my experience. On the XL, which mine's busted up right now, you can shift it. It like just shifts the MIDI notes that you played already, you know, which is helpful. All right, so this is what I got so far for drums. All right, kind of offbeat, on beat. That's kind of what I'm feeling today. Super dope sample I got from this record. I was just in New Orleans and my whole family was asleep. Nobody wanted to go for a walk. My other son who was up, he didn't want to go for a walk. So I looked up record stores near me. Went to Nola Mix. Shout out to my guy at Nola Mix, Ben. Yo, the store is so dope. Found this there, which I knew existed. I hadn't seen out in the public yet, so I grabbed that. So I just got some cool shit on it. This is the sample that I grabbed. I chopped it up already to save a little bit of time here. I love stuff like that. I love like little vibraphone things with some bass in it, any sort of Rhodes or Wurlitzer or anything like that, man. Scarby, I like that shit. All right, so I got 2 different sequences with that, and the way that I do my beats on here is I make one sequence and I use track mutes because I'm going to dump it all into Ableton anyway, which we're going to get to in a minute. All right, so I'm just going to turn on the original. This is the main sample I got going. It needs a bass line, so hold on, listen in. The idea. B side of it, B, I don't know what you want to call it. I call it the B side, but that doesn't make any damn sense. Just some, like, you know, different. You gotta have some variation. It has a little more space in it, you know. All right, so we need a bass line, so what I'll do is I'll come over here. I've already got it kind of queued up. All right, let's go sample. My bad. Okay, I want to blast you guys. Hopefully this isn't too loud. So I like this. And yeah, I don't even assign it to a pad. I just play it straight out of here. I suppose I could do it straight out of Ableton too, but then I feel like I'm double routing, and I don't know. My brain don't work like that, man. So this is what we got. All right. So I'm gonna take that and I'm gonna do a bunch of stuff to it. All right. So what I did was I got the bass note over here. I turned the frequency down to 5 resonance. Bring it up a little bit. I got it tuned down -120. Every 12 is 1 octave. So you can keep things in key that way if you sampled something in key on these old machines. -12, +12, whatever. So we're 10 octaves below what we had. All right, that's pretty good and low. And then I'll go into 16 levels. And I like to make my original keypad 8, okay? Whoops, that's not going to work. All right, so it's going to go to 8, and that's the original. And then I have, let's see, 1, 2. So I have 7 notes to play below the original. Super low. I don't even know if that's going to pick up because the frequency is crazy. Then it goes up. All right, so I can play like an instrument, all right? And I could play it in a bunch of times, but this is basically how it's going to sound, okay? I'll be right back on that. Hold on. All right, so I assigned that to the 16. I put it in note off mode, meaning it's only going to play when I hold it. When I take my hand off, it's not going to play. And that's what I came up with. Kind of a sleepy, reminds me of Snuffleupagus for some reason. Alright, so we'll see how that all sounds in a minute. When I get into Ableton, I'm going to show you how to track out in Ableton. Alright, so in this template, all the external ins are in stereo, 1 and 2. Okay? I go straight from the MPC into my Motu 2 interface. You got to MIDI sync it, okay? So I'm going to link a video from Boot Disc and Chill because it's the best video I've seen on how to do this. I'm just going to reiterate what he's saying anyway. But you got to get these 5-pin MIDI cables, okay? You take the out from here to the in, then the in to the out. Pretty simple. Okay, you got to come up in your settings. This is just Ableton, and I don't know how to do it in Logic or Pro Tools, but I'm assuming it's around the same. Okay, so audio, make sure your ins and outs are the M2, your whatever interface you got, and then the MIDI sync's got to be in MIDI ports, okay? Then you got to come over to your MPC. All right, you're going to go Shift 9. It's going to get you to your MIDI menu. You're going to switch sync in to clock, sync out to clock. Whoop. Sync out to clock. Send on, receive on. Ask me why. I'll tell you I don't know. I just follow directions. All right, I'm just going to zoom in a little bit so you can see that. All right. Click on track and click that out to sync. Ask me why, I'll tell you again. I have no idea. I follow directions, okay? You make sure your input and output's going to your audio interface, all right? All right, so I got 8 tracks here. I typically don't make more than 8 tracks in the MPC. And I like to be in whatever mode this is called. All you Ableton nerds, tell me. I like this mode. You can see I don't really have technical skill here. I just learn how to do this shit. I have a vision in my head of what I want to happen or what I want to hear. And then I just make it happen by any means necessary. I don't really, I have like no musical knowledge. That sounds wild. All right, so audio 1 is track 1. We got to make sure it's enabled over here, okay? If you enable this, the Ableton is master to the MPC. Okay, so I'm going to hit this. I'm going to go to track 1, and I'm going to make sure that it is soloed. And I'm just going to play in, and I hope this doesn't blast anybody's eardrums out. Oh, no, Christ, I forgot to set the... All right, hold on. You see? Just haphazard beat making. BPM 78. So you got to make sure you set the tempo properly or it's going to be all screwed up and not on the grid. The whole reason for doing this is to keep everything on the grid. Why the hell is the green light still on? Oh, you suck. All right, let's see if this works. Just track 1 is going in on the grid. I'm going to play this in for 4 bars. Do this for every track you have. Now that I have all these tracked in, I just come through and I just Make sure they're all stopping at 4. Let's see. Come on, all the way down. Let's see what else we got here. Yeah, just delete that back. So it's all 4 bars, just like the loops in my MPC. Okay, and then I'm going to copy and paste these across. It's really important that you label these things correctly, especially when you're going to get it tracked out to either send to, let's say you're making these, to sell. That artist is going to want that, completely stemmed out and labeled, and so is their engineer. Don't be an idiot. Label it. You know what? Let me just show you one. Okay, you're going to hit Control R, Command R, and you can just call that kick. So on and so forth. Go all the way down. Now, I'm going to go ahead and mix this and get this how I like, and then I'm going to play it for you at the end. All right, so this is what we got so far. I don't think you can hear that very well.